So first, let me start off by saying I love good men. And when I say good men, I'm talking about what society deems as a good man. Somebody who has their head on straight, somebody who has a job, somebody who has an education, somebody who has a car, somebody who's mentally stable, somebody who's emotionally sound. That is a beautiful thing. But now I want to say that, do we not realize that all good men are not the right men for all women? See, I was on a Facebook status today, and on that status, they were talking about what a good man is. And the young lady in the status was pretty much saying that to her, you can be good on paper, but you have to have a great personality too. You have to be humorous. You have to make me tick. And people were really like getting down on her for this comment. But I didn't see anything wrong with the comment. At the end of the day, good men are all around us. If we're talking about on paper, if we're talking about stability, but you have to be with somebody who is your person. See, having a job and an education and all of those are things that you should do as a human being. Those are things that you should do just because you're a good human. But it doesn't mean that you automatically have a right to your pick of any woman because those are the things that she should appreciate, as if she should humble herself just because it is you and you have these things and those should be all she requires. No, women and men alike need more than that. We need passion. We need pleasure. So one person's definition of a good man may be somebody else's complete definition of a good man, or their definition may be different than the other person, which is okay. But I don't think you should frown upon women who say, hey, you are a good guy, but you're just not my guy because you don't do something for me that makes my soul tick, that gets my energy going. And I know people have various opinions about it, but I look at it in this aspect. If you have a job, or you are going for a job, or there is a job out there that you can get, right? And say that job pays you 6 figures and it has great benefits and you get weekends off and you get summer vacation and it's a great job, but it's not in your field, so you don't love it. So you go to work every day and you're drained because it's not what you want to do. So yeah, it is a good job. And for somebody, that is a good job. But for you, it is not a good job. So your friends and your relatives are like, how could you leave that job? Because why would you leave that income? And they had all of this and they had all of that. But in reality, that job was in agriculture and your field is in media. So you go and take an entry-level position in a media job, but you're as happy as you've ever been in your life. You don't make as much money. You don't provide as much income. The benefits are not as great, and you work maybe twice, multiple hours. That's what you do in media, if you don't know that. But at the end of the day, you're happy. You feel fulfilled. It's the same thing with a relationship. And we're talking men and women. Yeah, there are good women that don't suit every man. Yeah, there are good men who don't suit every woman. You have to be with somebody who gets you flowing. A good man to one person may be something different to another person. For me, I don't necessarily need a man who makes 6 figures. I bring in my own income. I do all the things that I need to do myself. But I definitely have a very, very good respect for men who do. And it's not because I feel that it's a rarity. It's because I feel that a lot of times in this society, people do not take the responsibility for their own lives. And because of the media and the way things have been interpreted, we don't necessarily value certain things anymore. So there are a lot of people who don't do things like work and go to school. But those are basic level things, not necessarily going to school. That's just what I qualify as a good man. But that may not be something that somebody else qualifies as a good man. But it's not, those are basic life skills. Those are things that you need to survive. They shouldn't necessarily be things that you say that are the breadwinning factors for you getting the girl that you want. And if a girl doesn't want you, another portion of that comment was talking about, oh, she's going to be 40 and she's going to be single. So, and what? 40 and single doesn't mean 40 and miserable. 40 and single doesn't mean 40 and desperate. 40 and single doesn't mean that I have to go and pick somebody that I'm not totally interested in or in awe of because they have a job or they feel like they are mentally sound. A problem in our society is that a lot of times, because we are women, men feel like they should have access to us because they have been deemed as the providers and the protectors, and they are supposed to profess, which are all beautiful things to think about. And I don't mind a man being a provider and protecting, but you also got to get my juices flowing.
Roxanne.
It's a show.
Roxanne.
Welcome to the show.
Roxanne.
With who?
Roxanne.
With who?
Roxanne.